So good day everyone, Igbo ndị ọma na-ege ntị. Maazị Ezeoke here. I come to us again this evening to address a very fundamental thing happening in the Igbo nation. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you're free to do so. But before I start, I would want to, say something. Today, we've seen in the news another life has been lost in Enugu, where a woman basically allegedly has been killed by headsmen, and it's quite unfortunate. I think it's time we get a grip on what is happening within the Southeast. This is getting ridiculously ridiculous. I mean, it's no longer time to blow grammars. How can we be losing lives every single day? Are we in that state of anarchy? Okay? So, but before you just start, I plan to do this video before the incident happened, and I would say, may the soul of this young pregnant lady coming back from the farm that was cut down short, may her soul rest in peace, and may her killers never go unpunished. It is our duty to hold the government accountable and ensure that, her killers are brought to book. Now, I go back to the reason why I want to make this video. Now, the Southeast governors have written the president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, urging him to delay the closure of Akanibiam International Airport, and that is going to add to the insecurity in the region. Now, they've made this call because, as you all know, Akanibiam International Airport will be closed on the 24th. And the 24th is Saturday. So I think after the Ethiopian airline lands, the last Ethiopian airline is going to land about 11:45 or 11:40. Then after that, the airport will be shut down for, I've gone to the FAN, that is the Federal Airport Authority website. There is no clear timeline, but some people I spoke to within the airport said 3 months. So if it's 3 months, then we have up to 24th of November to have the job done. But again, it's not going to be done within that timeline. But let's hope, because after all, Abuja was done within 6 weeks. So let's hope it's going to be within the timeline. The main thing here is, aside that they've written the president, actually, they've said that the reason why they are writing the president is for the people to know that they're doing something. But personally, Maazị Ezeoke here, for this, I disagree with the Southeast governors. I actually think it's a good thing that this airport will be shut, and I will explain. As you people know, I've done series of videos, I think about 4 videos actually, on the Enugu airport. And I have gone and done secret recording on the Enugu airport. Because Enugu airport, I have interest there, because that's the only airport that is within the Southeast. Now, having said that, why I disagree with them is because the Port Harcourt-Enugu Expressway has been overtaken by the bandits or the headsmen, as bandit as the government want people to call them, headsmen by their real name. The Southeastern elite and the government, that includes Anambra, Ebonyi, and Enugu, because Abia and Owerri basically uses the one in Owerri. Now, these they do not want to go by this road, okay? And because between Ogu, when you're heading towards Port Harcourt using the Enugu, what some of us call the Iguacha Enugu Expressway, you're heading down to Port Harcourt. That road has become a very deep death trap. It's on that road that we lost a Reverend Father of Ofu. May his soul rest in peace. On that same road, Igwe Sunday Oji was kidnapped, eventually with his wife, eventually released. On that road, a couple of days back, the Enugu state governor discovered, like a tunnel where kidnappers keep their victims. You can see the pictures here, and I think personally, because of this, they are saying, okay, give us time to tidy up these things so that they don't happen. And I say, hell no. Let us all suffer the thing. Let us all suffer the injustice. For the first time, be it the politicians, you and I, we all live in the Southeast. Let us thank God there is a reason for us to suffer something together. So it's either you use road to go to Abuja, or you go to Port Harcourt, or you go to Asaba, or you go to Owerri to go to Port Harcourt, to go to Abuja. So somehow you're no longer going to be running away from the things the citizens face on a daily basis. So suddenly you're going to be part of us. You're going to suffer the things we suffer on a daily basis. Okay? So now the angle that I am coming actually from is when they say these things, it gets me thinking. Yes, they've written the president, and the reason they've given equally why they've written the president is actually laughable. And their statement, I think, in part read, we plead with Mr. President that we publish this letter, according to them, to assuage our people's feeling that who erroneously think that no effort have been made by the leaders of the Southeast to tackle insecurity and economic challenges facing the zone, to let them know that her leaders before now have been working very hard, making noise as issues as insecurity must not be discussed in the public. The letter was signed by the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum, David Umahi. And I say, voila, you guys have started making noise. Now, again, they continue. Mr. Ekweremadu's senator and former deputy Senate president was mobbed and manhandled on Saturday by members of the IPOB, and they accused the Southeastern leaders they're not doing enough. So suddenly they go in public to do something, or rather to appear to be doing something. Okay? So whatever the reason is, I think we are getting somewhere. Now, they're being afraid that something could happen to them is basically pushing them into letting us know. Don't speak to us the nitty-gritties of the things you do to secure the citizens. All the citizens want is result. The citizens want to be free. They want to feel secure. Not only feeling secured, these citizens want to feel and they want to be secured. Again, as you all know, the letter to the president said that the postponement of the closure of the Enugu International Airport would allow adequate arrangement to be made for travelers. I say, hell no, that is pure lie. There is no adequate arrangement you need now. Close the airport now, because if you close it now, we'll still have time before Christmas, when majority of people coming to us, people in the diaspora, will come back home. They can use the airport. So why postpone your pain? Do it now and do it better. There is a fundamental question that no one appears to be asking, and I will say it. I have been saying it, and I will say it again. Now, the House Committee on Aviation, I think one lady, Miss or Mrs. Nage or what, Nage or Naji, she was saying in the newspapers yesterday that the National Assembly want to probe the construction of that runway, they're supposed to last for 30 years, but it barely lasted for 6 years. It barely lasted for 6 years. The question is, and that is the question every Southeasterner, all of us together, we must demand for these answers. Who was the contractor that constructed that road? That runway that lasted only for barely 6 years? Who was the contractor? I have it in good authority, and I've said this in one of my videos before. The contract document, which I was not able to lay my hands on, but at least this is what I've been told is the content of the contract, is that they had to dig 90 to 100 centimeters down this earth, excavate the land, concrete it before surfacing it. Do you know what that means? I keep telling people, if you're not an engineer, if 90 cm is too complex for you, get to your children's room, get a ruler, measure 3 rulers, 1, 2, 3. That's 90. And in the contract, actually, the contract said 100, which is not even 90. 100, knowing that because of the topology of Enugu soil, so that it could last longer. Now, the contract was done, even when it said 100, the contract was done for, I think, about 50, half of what was in the contract paper. How did we get here? It's only when Ethiopian Airlines started landing bigger jumbo jets in Enugu that suddenly their landing gear started having issues, because these are big aircraft that become a little bit bumpier. So when they start looking into what could be the cause of all these things, I think eventually they got words from Boeing, because they use mostly Boeing. So they got words from Boeing, and Boeing said, the issues you guys are having appears to be as a result of the runway, because it only happens only on their aircraft coming to Enugu. So investigation started, and Ethiopian Airlines threatened to leave Enugu, to stop that route if that runway is not fixed. And I said, thank you, Ethiopian Airlines, because if not, if it was only the small airlines, the small flights like private jets and some of these Fokkers and, or city hoppers, no one would have even known that this is happening. But because of we need 777, we need 737 in there, we need jumbo jet. Sometimes I think, why can't we actually think big? We're talking about a runway that is about 3.5 or 3.8 kilometers. Why can't we construct the longest runway in Nigeria? Construct a 5-kilometer runway, for Christ's sake. Why can't we do something that that we can be proud that we've done it? And no one is asking questions, because if you ask me, I think people have taken money. That's why they are basically not talking about who is the contractor. What fan, and I'm demanding from fan to do, this is the specification, this is who done this job, this is the warranty. Publish that. Allow the citizens to do the rest. Take the person to court. But now the government, you see, that is corruption. They're going to get another money, start looking for money. I hope and I pray that the money to do this runway is here. I hope that this is not going to be a replication of what once happened in Port Harcourt, when Port Harcourt was closed for over 2 years because of a useless runway. Now, I think Ethiopian Airlines will be diverted to Port Harcourt. So if Ethiopian Airlines is diverted to Port Harcourt, which we had Asaba, I heard Okowa, one of the reports, Okowa, the governor of Delta State, has said, yes, that Asaba has been repaired, that the runway is now made to carry big jets. So the question actually, why can't people use Asaba? Asaba is much closer to Enugu. If you're coming from Ebonyi and you landed in Enugu, in Asaba, it will take you maybe approximately 2 hours to get to Ebonyi. If you're from Anambra State, it can range between 30 minutes to an hour. You know, if you're from Imo State and you landed with the Ethiopian airline in Asaba, it could take you much, you know, like an hour 30 minutes, an hour 45 minutes. So the bottom line is that our our leaders in the Southeast and our elected leaders, okay, because these are our politicians. Sometimes I found it a little bit hard to call them leaders, but sadly, as long as you and I are not offering ourselves for elective posts, so we have to make do with, you know, whatever we get. It's a sad reality, you know, unless we change the narrative. But the bottom line is that the airport will be closed, and the Southeastern governors have written the presidents to stop that change. And I said, no, Mr. President, for the first time, I will disagree, and I will say, nope, that airport must be closed on the 24th. Let us all suffer it. Let this be a time, a sober reflection time, that is going to help us to find a lasting solution to the herdsmen madness before Christmas. Because this madness cannot continue. This madness, and I say and I mean it, this is pure madness happening in the Igbo nation. We cannot allow that to continue. So the airport will be closed for about 3 months, according to the sources I have at the airport, but not directly from FAN. So let us hope and let us hold him to account, especially FAN is going to be under our radar. We will be holding FAN accountable, and we will be ensuring that there is an update. And for the first time, I'm impressed what they've put out. At least you go to their Twitter handle, they are showing things that they've done. And they're saying, yeah, when Enugu is finished, it's going to be like Port Harcourt, because Port Harcourt International has a new look. Well, if you remember again, Port Harcourt was actually started the same time Enugu was started, but Enugu appears to be a dwarf that never grows. Okay, so once more, this is Mazezoke here. I just want us to, rub mind, look at what the governors have said and why Mazezoke, disagrees with them and say that this construction and this renovation are or reconstruction of Akanibiam International Airport must go on. Let us all suffer this and suffer this once and for all.
This is your favorite station, Njinji Media TV. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. Also remember to subscribe to the channel.